first thing you'll notice is that the visibility is not very good.
Yeah.
On the ground in this airplane. And so the main way we deal with that is taxi slow. And we always constantly S-turn, so we're going to always swerve back and forth while we taxi.
Yeah. Make sure I got good audio. Yes.
Yeah, how's that?
Good, thank you. Takes some getting used to the visibility.
Yeah. The key is just to always be worried that you're going to run into something. It would be very easy to do that on accident.
Yeah.
Alright. We do a memorized checklist, since we don't want to have a loose checklist floating around, which is cigar, so we check the flight controls first.
Got it.
That's the first C. Then we're going to check the canopy is latched. And the last C is cockpit. So we're just going to look at our seatbelts, make sure they're both clicked down, and then there's nothing loose that we can see in the airplane.
Good.
Then we move on to the I in cigar, which is instruments. So up front there, basically just make sure the altimeter's set. You can push the little button on the G meter, and that resets the G meter. So it'll capture our maximum positive and negative G.
Is it set now, or I need to reset it?
If basically all the needles are just on one, then it's pretty much set. So.
Okay, good.
A then is attitude, and in this airplane that's just trim, because we don't have anything else to adjust.
Okay.
Oh, we'll skip G. G is gas.
Right.
So the tanks are full. We are on the correct tank for takeoff, and the fuel totalizer has been set. And the last thing will be the run-up, and I'm just going to give it another minute or so for the engine to warm up.
Okay. And visibility from the cockpit is great.
Yeah, once you get in the air too and we level off, it's pretty hard to beat.
Not much wind today.
No, not yet. It should typically here around 1 o'clock or so it'll start picking up coming down the valley. Alright, cylinders are all good now, just waiting on the oil temp to get up to 100. Alright, all the engine temperatures are up. I'm going to go ahead and do a run up here. So we're going to go to 1,700 RPM. All the engine instruments are green. Going to check the magnetos. There's the left mag. There's the right mag. Back to both, those are good. I'm going to cycle the propeller 3 times. It's got a constant speed propeller, and we simply, just after takeoff, we'll set the propeller to about 2,500 RPM, and then we can just use the throttle like you would in any other airplane once that RPM is set.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to do my final before takeoff check. So the mixture's rich, props full forward, canopy's latched, boost pump is on, strobes are on, we're on the correct tank for takeoff, trim is set, and here we go. King City traffic extra 771 Tango Alpha departing 29er, right crosswind departure into the aerobatic practice area, King City. If fans out here.
area traffic. 650 Alpha Lima is currently over the center of the aerobatic practice area, and we will proceed to the north and stay Cal Norte, King City.
Alright, 1 Tango Alpha will head southeast into the box. King City. Alright, so you can follow me through the controls anytime I'm flying the airplane. I'll always use the positive exchange, so my control is your control. So I've got the controls for takeoff here.
Yep.
Basically, once we get lined up, I'm just going to smoothly go to full power. There's rudder pressures to keep it going straight down the runway. I'm going to ease forward on the stick to help get some of the drag off the airplane, and at about 80 knots, all I got to do is move the stick back about that far, and it flies right off. Let the airplane accelerate to about 110 or 120 and then start a nice gentle climb out. When we get to about 500 feet, I'm going to start a right turn towards our practice area. And then at 1,000 feet, I'm going to make a power reduction. I'm going to go back to 25 inches of manifold pressure and 2,500 RPM. That'll keep us from using all our gas up really, really quick. It also makes us a lot more quiet for the neighbors. Alright, Jim, you've got the controls. So basically just take the stick and just kind of get a feel for everything. So just kind of try the rudders, try the ailerons, try a couple turns. Very nice.
Responsive.
Yes. And we'll keep climbing up to 3,000 feet.
Okay.
Once we're there, we'll level off and sort of get a sense for that straight and level sight picture. Pretty much if you just put the top of the cowling there right on the horizon, that's more or less level flight. Good. You can kind of just look around, look at the wingtip, see what that looks like. That's sort of our home base, is just coming back to this level picture right here.
Okay.
Doing okay?
Doing well.
Awesome. We're going to try that first exercise, which is that box, diamond, and circle, and I'm going to talk you through the whole thing. So the first shape we're going to make is a square.
Okay.
And so what you do is just look off to the left someplace, about 10-20 degrees from the nose, pick a point on the horizon, and we're just going to start that first leg of our square. So just look at it, and you're going to use left rudder just to slide the nose over to that point. Do whatever it takes to keep the nose kind of on the horizon and the wings level as you do that. And once you get set up on a point that you like, you just simply let the plane stop for a second, stabilize. And once you're stabilized, just pick a point above it for the next leg of your square. Just look up at the sky, pick your point, and just slide the nose up to that point. You'll be amazed at how high the nose can go up.
Report 55 Alpha Lima, 5 northeast, be landing 1929, King City.
Here, we'll make a left turn and turn ourselves around. That'll head back towards the middle of the practice area. Again, that exercise is all about just, you see where you want the nose of the airplane to go, and just point the airplane in that direction. When you're in the turn, you can actually relax your feet.
Okay.
The sure once it's in the turn, won't need any rudder, so it's just rolling in and out of the turn. It just needs a little tiny bit for the adverse yaw.
Got it.
Alright, I've got the controls. Yeah, I'm gonna demo a square really quick just so you can kind of get a sense for exactly what we're looking for. Okay. So I'm just gonna pick something a little off the left of the nose, kind of where this mountain is. Right, and I'm just going to put the rudder in and slowly bring the nose over to that point. That's the first part. Now I'm going to go up. So I'm going to take that same distance.
Plane is now exiting the aerobatic box.
We go up. I'm looking back to the right to my third corner of my square. I was imagining that shape out on the horizon. And then I'm just going to bring the nose back down. And then just neutralize the rudder back to where we started. That makes sense? So you just... doesn't have to be really big, you just sort of draw a nice tight little square out there. So you've got the controls?
I have the controls.
Try one more of those. Or try to keep the wings level. And just kind of stop about there and then go up. There you go. Now look to your right, pick a spot off to the right, put some right rudder in. Little left aileron to keep the wings level, good. And then just push the nose back down to the horizon. Just look straight over the nose now. Keep the wings level.
Yeah.
And just relax the rudders and it'll go back.
King City traffic.
I'll take a left turn here.
Alpha Lima is left downwind to 1 knot 29.
There's sort of an area that we're staying within out here where we're approved to do aerobatic flying. So we'll kind of do a lot of turning and stuff to stay within that.
Okay.
So you can make a left turn and head almost back towards the airport.
To see the airport.
Yep, that's good. This setting's fine. Okay, next we're going to try to draw a diamond. So again, just imagine a kind of nice small diamond just right out in front of us. It's got 3 points. I want to start by kind of going up and over at the same time. So kind of where those gray clouds are at. Just look at those, kind of the bottom of those gray clouds, and just pull back on the stick and put some left rudder to slide the nose over towards it. That's perfect. Right about there, and just hold that. Now look up and to the right, about the same distance. And just pull back and put a little right rudder in. There you go. Stabilize there. And then put in a little more right rudder to sort of relax the stick, bring the nose down a little bit for the next corner. And then just back to the horizon. And there's the bottom of your diamond. That's it. Again, it's not about having a perfect shape. It's just that idea of making the nose go where we want. And you're just really getting a feel for the controls as you do that.
Yeah, very nice.
So one last one will just be the circle. Just kind of try to draw a big circle on the horizon with the nose. There's some rudder, some pulling back, yeah, and some left rudder. That's it, a little more left rudder. And really push on hard if you need to. And then some right rudder to finish it out. That's it. Very nice. Doing good?
Love it.
Awesome.
Love it.
Alright, now we're going to get into some of the actual maneuvers.
Okay.
So the first one is going to be the wing over.
Okay.
Very, very easy, so I'm just going to talk you through the whole thing. We're going to start by doing a climb, so just pull back on the stick. And there's no way to bring the nose up too high, so just go up a little more. Now look to your left at the horizon and start banking to the left. And just keep looking at the horizon as you do that. Now just hold all the controls right here and let the plane do the rest of it on its own. When the nose falls, put the stick to the right. So move the stick to the right. Pull back a little bit, and it'll kind of swoop back out the other side. And that's the wing over.
Very nice.
We're going to hold here just a second. We've got some traffic going underneath us there. He's no factor now. Let's try one of those. Go in the other direction. That was great. So we're going to go up first. And then the trick is to look to the right. So just look at the horizon and start banking. And then just hold that bank angle right there. Just let the nose fall through the horizon. Look across the ground, pick something you want to line up on. and then roll the stick to the left and pull back. Awesome. Perfect wing over.
Perfect. Just get me addicted.
Yes, that's what we want. That's what we're looking for. Let's make a right turn. We're actually going to descend a little bit down to, we'll go down to about 4,000 feet. There's a top to our aerobatic practice area out here, so we're going to, for our next movers, we don't want to climb too much. We'll turn just a little more to the right. We're feeling okay?
Doing well.
Alright, next is going to be the roll. This is even easier than the wing over, so this heading is good. This altitude is perfect. And for this, what we're going to do is bring the nose up. We'll keep going up. Now right now, just let go of the stick for a second. That's our unload. And just move it now to the left about 3 inches. So just left aileron until you go all the way around. And just don't pull back. As long as you don't pull back, the plane does a perfect roll. Just stop when the wings are level, bring the nose back up. And we're right on heading, right on altitude. Perfect aileron roll.
Love that.
That's pretty cool, huh?
Love that.
Alright, we're going to have to do another one of those, I think.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready, just take your time. We're going to bring the nose up. A little more. And again, just think unload, so you just let go of the stick for a second and then roll it with just the aileron. Just think roll all the way around. And just don't pull back. And once the wings are level, then you can neutralize and just bring the nose back to the horizon. Yeah.
That is so cool, so easy.
It is.
Love it.
Let's make a left turn. Those are beautiful. And again, that's the technique that you use to recover from any unusual attitude. You just tell yourself, hey, don't pull back, unload, relax the elevator, and then roll the wings back to level. It's really easy to get that muscle memory, and that becomes the default. If you don't practice that, what will happen is if you get kind of turned upside down, everybody wants to pull out of everything, and then the plane will dive at the ground, gain a lot of speed, put a lot of G-force on.
Right.
What you want to do is get that lift vector, get that wing turned back to level first. It's really intuitive once you've done it a few times. We'll turn just a little more to the left.
I love how responsive this aircraft is.
It's really just a joy to fly.
Wow.
Alright, we'll level off here. Next is going to be a loop.
Okay.
For the loop, whenever you're ready, all you got to do is just start pulling back on the stick. And we're just going to go all the way around. It's very easy. So just pull a little more, pull a little harder, a little harder, a little more. Now just hold that right there. And if you don't move a muscle, it's just going to truck all the way around. We get kind of light over the top. That's normal. As the plane speeds up, the G is going to come back on, so just keep that stick back. Don't let off at all. Just come right back to where we started. That little flip was actually our own wake, which means we were right on heading. Perfect!
Wow.
How about one more loop whenever you're ready?
Okay. Refresh my memory.
Yep, so all you got to do is just start pulling back. Good, pull a little more, a little harder, a little harder, a little bit more. And just hold that right there. It's going to go all the way around. As we speed up, the G is going to come back, so just don't let off. Just keep pulling it around. Make the plane go where you want it to go. Spot on, perfect loop. Right on altitude, right on heading.
Gosh, I love it.
Let's make a left turn. We'll climb up a little bit.
A little different aircraft I've been flying.
Yep. You know, all airplanes have their own specialties.
Yeah, but I want this one.
Yeah. It's not quite as efficient as the tech. I'm looking back here, we're burning, with the power back, this is heading will work out okay right here. With the power back, we're burning 23 gallons an hour.
Oh, wonderful.
But it's a fun 23 gallons an hour, and we're being quick and effective. Alright, so next maneuver is a half Cuban 8. I'm going to talk you through the whole thing. It's going to start like a loop. But this time, instead of pulling all the way around, as the nose falls on the backside of the loop below the horizon, and we're just going to think unload and roll and use that as a recovery. It's really, really easy.
Okay.
So I'll talk you through the whole thing. Whenever you're ready, just start pulling back on the stick. Pull back a little harder, a little more, get that G right up to about 3 or 4. A little more pull. Good, now just hold that right there. You're just going to wait for the nose to go below the horizon, and now just think unload and roll. And when you're upright, just stop the roll, and then pull out. And that's a really nice half Cuban 8. Yeah, effortless it is, you just make the plane go where you want. That's the satisfaction, it's just, it feels natural, it feels easy.
Really nice.
Let's try one more of those. Okay. Get a little more pull. There you go, just hold that. You're doing a great job of just holding the stick, that's the important thing. Just wait for the nose to come below the horizon, and then just think unload and roll. So relax the stick, roll. That just stays right on the ground there, and then you pull out. Those are those fundamentals. Once you can loop, once you can roll, you can start constructing all these different variants of those maneuvers, what we call like sportsman level maneuvers, and you just perfect each of those fundamentals and put them together.
Wow.
Really complex maneuvers are really just those same basic things with more detail in there. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling wonderful.
Good. We've got time for a few more things. Why don't we climb up to 5,000 feet?
Okay.
We'll make a right turn as we climb. We're going to try a couple stalls in the airplane.
Yeah, they come in 2 minutes.
Your instructions are absolutely wonderful.
Thank you. I'm assuming you've been doing a lot of stall practice in the Techno.
Yeah, it's kind of watching paint dry.
Yes. Here's the thing with stalls. The stalls doesn't mean you lose control of the airplane. It's just sort of like drifting in a car. So basically we're going to break the wing loose from the air, and it just kind of gets a little inefficient. Now there's one thing they usually don't tell you, which is that what causes a stall is the elevator. So if you pull the stick too far back, no matter what else is going on, the airplane is going to stall. So we're just going to try a couple experiments with this. You can take the throttle and just smoothly pull it all the way back to idle. There you go. And then just keep easing the stick back to keep the nose up just above the horizon. Now we're not worried about speed or pitch attitude. The only thing I want you to focus on is where the stick is at, because that's what's going to make the plane stall.
Keep coming back to throttle.
Yep. And what you're going to feel is this deep buffet, and all you have to do is relax the stick forward when you feel it. It's fairly gentle. So there's a stall, just relax the stick forward, and it's unstalled. It's that stick position that's causing that. Let's prove that to ourselves. So just take the stick right where it's at, pull it back another inch or two, back to that stall position. There it is, and then unstall it. That's perfect.
Wonderful.
Let's do that one more time. This time a little bit quicker. So even our speed is high. If you jerk the stick back quick, you get the same stall, same unstall. It doesn't care about the speed. Try that one more time. This is an accelerated stall. Stall, unstall. Oh, we're going to add some power. We're going to turn around and kind of climb up as we do that. That was perfect. That's the trick with the stall, is that it's an elevator deflection issue. And the reason people have stall accidents is that when you're close to the ground and you haven't set your approach up correct or whatever's going on, and you see the ground coming up at you quicker than you want, guess what everybody does with the controls? They panic and jerk back on the controls, and that's what makes the plane stall. If you get that sense for, hey, I'm in control of that, it's not because I got too slow, it's not because the nose is too high, it's simply just pulling back too far. And always be aware of that, sort of where the controls are at, that helps a lot.
I tell you what, that was worth the price of admission.
Good, good. How you feeling, okay?
I'm good, wonderful.
We're going to do a couple more things here. We'll keep this turn going to the left. What I'd like to do next is actually, we're going to fly the airplane in the stall.
Okay.
There's a big misconception that when you stall the plane, it just instantly goes out of control, or that somehow it's going to go into a spin. And a spin is a very special, beautiful maneuver that you just don't want to do close to the ground or in an airplane that's not approved to do it. But a spin requires a very specific set of conditions that we have to complete control over. It's not something that just happens automatically in the airplane. It's something that the pilot essentially tells the airplane to do. So we can stall the wing and fly it around and not let the airplane spin, and I want to install in complete control. I'm going to demo that first. I've got the controls.
Got the controls.
what I'm doing is I'm powering back, slowing the airplane down. That just makes it so that I don't have to pull a lot of G-force to get into my stall. And then as I ease the stick back, I'm telling myself, hey, I'm pulling back on the stick. That's what's going to make it stall. When I feel it stall, I'm going to pull the stick all the way back, and then just use the rudder and ailerons, so coordinated rudder and ailerons to keep the wings level. It is just like drifting in a car. It's like intentionally getting the tires to break loose. So I'm breaking my wing loose from the air, and then it's going to fly it around. Now it's unstable and roll, so I have to kind of work everything. But once I get it set, it's kind of nice and stable, and I can actually make the plane turn on command. I can make it level off on command. I can do all kinds of cool stuff with the airplane. It's just a little unstable. And we're sinking as all this is happening. Whenever I want to recover, I just move the stick forward, it flies right out. Totally controlled, stable condition.
Did you add power when you did that?
I did at the end just to kind of keep it from sinking as much when we recovered. It takes some practice,
Yeah.
but it's just kind of a cool exercise to see that the plane doesn't spin just because we stalled. It only spins if we tell it to spin.
Right.
Would you like to try that?
I would. You got,
Okay, you've got the controls?
I have the controls.
Just bring the throttle back. Once you feel the stall, just bring the stick all the way back. You just use rudder and aileron to keep the wings level, and you have to kind of jab at everything, so just kind of keep everything moving. If at any point you don't like what's going on, just move the stick back forward again and stop the stall. The airplane cannot spin if we don't have the wing stalled. If you don't like it, just pop the stick forward. It is going to be unstable and roll. That's one of the conditions we always have when we stall the wing. But it doesn't mean it's uncontrollable.
Continue to pull power.
Yep. And then just fly the plane around. So just keep that stick back. The further you pull back, the easier it'll actually be. That's it. So we need a little left rudder. There you go. Good. And as soon as you move the stick forward, it pops right out.
Right. Boy.
Cool, huh?
Cool. This is so cool.
Alright, we're going to add some power. And climb back up here. You still feeling okay?
I'm feeling great.
We're going to do one more thing before we head in. We'll make a left turn. Let's climb up to 5,000 feet.
Okay.
What you can do, you can go right up to full power if you want. You'll need a little right rudder as that comes in. Perfect. And if you keep the speed around 80 or 90, that's sort of your best rate of climb. The nose is maybe a little too high. It may start to stall here. There you go. Right there is good. If it does stall, we don't care. We're at 4,000 feet. Make a left turn. What we're going to do is we're going to try to spin. And show you that, hey, we just stalled the airplane and it didn't spin. Well, let's look at what it takes to actually make the airplane spin. And what it is the rudder. So when we stall the wing, if we put rudder in and hold it, the airplane will start to spin. All we have to do to recover is put an opposite rudder. And it'll stop. It's actually a very smooth, very benign maneuver. Kind of like the roll that we did earlier. So 5,000 feet is good, so you can just bring the throttle back to idle. I'm just going to talk you through the whole thing. So again, just think about the rudder doing it. So just easing the stick back. This time when we feel the plane stall, just bring the stick back all the way back and put in some left rudder. Whenever you want it to stop, just put in some right rudder. Now just let go of everything. Let it fly for a second, then pull on out. The big, dreaded, scary spin. Not such a big deal. It's just a beautiful, cool maneuver to actually do in the airplane.
Boy, is it ever.
And you go very quickly from being worried about getting the spin to stop to then being upset that you can't stop it precisely on heading.
Wow.
And that becomes the new obsession. Alright, we'll power up just a little bit. We're going to start working our way back in. We've used all of our fun gas up.
Okay.
The airplane is a very small aerobatic fuel tank. It only holds 12 gallons. But that regulates us about right. We've been flying almost 30 minutes, so...
Have we?
That's a nice, good long flight.
Yeah.
You've got good tolerance.
Good.
Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of... the airport's just off our left. What we'll do is kind of overfly the airport and turn around and come back in on a downwind.
I'm having a hard time seeing the airport.
Yeah, that's okay. It's just off our left wing, so if you look straight down the left wing, actually behind it a little bit now, you can even dip the wing down a little bit if you need to. You'll see the runway down there.
Got it, got it. Okay. That helps.
King City traffic, extra 771 Tango Alpha is 3 miles to the north. We're going to maneuver for left traffic runway 29 King City. We can make a left turn here and kind of head straight to the other side of the valley. This will work out perfect. We'll keep descending down to 1,000 feet since we'd zeroed, so that's the pattern altitude. I'll make another left turn here, kind of almost head towards town, and that'll set us up for a good downwind. You can bank a little bit more if you like. The plane's fast, so it often needs a little more bank angle just to kind of carve around. Once we get to the tower, just bring the nose up. We'll go straight this direction for just a second, so we can level off. We're actually going to make a downwind here so we can level off. There we go. Just bring the nose up. We'll climb right back to 1,000 feet. King City traffic, extra 1 Tango Alpha is on an extended left downwind for 29 King City. I'm going to give you just a little power here. There we go. Okay, I've got the controls.
You have the controls.
I'm going to demo the first landing so you can kind of get a sense of what this looks like.
Okay.
It's going to seem weird. It's going to seem like it's happening really fast, and you can't see anything.
Okay.
But it's just through repetition, it just becomes the new normal.
Okay.
Everybody assumes it's harder. It's not harder, it's just different. If I got in the Technum, it would seem really slow and strange, and I wouldn't be very good in that because I haven't flown anything like that in a long time, so it's just whatever you're used to.
Well, you just ruined me. I'm not sure I can get back in that airplane. Oh, I see what we're doing. We're doing down.
Yeah, we're just going to do a downwind.
290, yeah, okay.
I'm going to check the winds here. King City traffic, extra 1 Tango Alpha is midfield left downwind 29 King City. Like the winds are calm. Now we're going to do what's called a 3-point landing, where I'm going to try to touch down all 3 wheels at the same time. That's sort of the basic way to land the airplane. And it's all about airspeed. If I get my airspeed perfect, I'll get a perfect landing. So I'm going to start with about 100 knots. And I'm going to do a fairly tight pattern. The extra does not glide very well.
See.
King City traffic, extra 1 Tango Alpha is turning left base, runway 29 King City. And that way we're just in compact, we can see the runway, we can get everything set up.
Yeah.
And when I turn final, the first thing you'll notice is that we may lose sight of the runway for a little bit. What I really do is focus on getting my flight path straight and aligned with the runway. And then once we get down close to it, I'm going to use my peripheral vision to kind of pick up either edge. There's some other tactics that you can use for this as well. I got gas undercarriage mixture prop, so I'm just thinking alignment now. I'm going to get lined perfectly straight up the runway. I got 90 knots, that's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
And then on short final, I'm going to slow down to about 85, and then I'm literally not going to move the stick. The plane will land itself. We got the runway made, I'm going to start bringing the power out. Again, I'm going to lose sight for just a little bit, I know that. I'm going to bring the nose up, get to about 85 knots. I'm just going to hold the stick right here and let the plane land itself. There's all 3 wheels at once, it comes back, and then it's just little pressures with the pedal just to keep it straight. The airplane, if you touch down a straight track, so I've got like my feet pretty much off the pedals there, and need a little correction, but it's not too crazy.
Wow.
Nice flight, that was awesome.
It was awesome. Awesome.
Was it what you expected?
I tell you what, it was more.
Good.
Like I said, your instructions is right on exactly what I need.
Good, thank you.